Well, so Muniba sir is done with the four. Okay. So the first thing that you should keep in your mind is the Geo of Maltas and the title. Why title is important. So whenever you're going to talk about, for example, an aspirant is claiming, sir, I'm done with this play. I know your Christopher Marlowe is my favorite one. So you need to take an initiative, take a start from the title. So the second thing is that you need to focus and remember, you need to memorize some details too. So if we are talking about the publication date, so publication date is important. Like this play, for the sake of discussion, we are understanding this play was published and performed somewhere in 1592. That's fine. Then after you are done with the title, with the discussion on title and why, what is the importance of title, you need to move on. Okay, but what is meant by discussion on title? What we need to understand about title. So why title is important? Okay, why we and what we need to understand when we are talking and when we are discussing the title. So the title is giving you the main idea. So while we are talking about the Geo of Malta, the title is something that is giving you the inner picture. So the Geo of Malta, pretty straightforward, the title is. And here we know it's talking about the Barbarous, who is a Jew and who is living in Malta. So if you just try to understand that this very title is giving you the whole picture, a holistic view, what is going on. So if you're done with this play, you know that the major character, the name of the character is Barbarous. But you know what? You know, we're interested in Malta, but Malta and the Geo of Malta and the other details like the Barbarous character, we know about how he is behaving differently and how he is doing there. So the title is important. In this title, for the sake of interest, I am mentioning the details. He is the Jew of Malta. He belongs to Malta, and even if Malta doesn't want to admit it, he is still there. So same is the case with Othello. Same is the case with Agamemnon. So the titles, they are very important. And maybe Christopher Marlowe has given this title because Barbarous, the major character, is such a psychotic killer, and he is going to kill every person for the sake of his money. So if Malta were in a more open, accepting community, Barbarous would never have been forced into his murderous spree. So we can talk about the title in this way, and we need to understand all these details. So I have mentioned all the things, and I'm sure that the things are clear for you guys. So whenever you proceed further, the first step is your title. So the titling is very important. The second thing is that after publication date, please focus on the summary. Know how to prepare summary and what to prepare in summary. Basically, on there are a lot many websites, but I recommended just 5 websites. On these websites, if you try to locate, you will find analysis and summary. So what is there in analysis? Merely summary is not important. You are not going to cram anything. So what you are supposed to do, the cramming shouldn't be there. So what you're supposed to do, the analysis should be there. So when you're reading any book, try to go for the analysis. The analysis input is important. Okay. The third thing is that, and definitely I would talk about SparkNotes. SparkNotes is a reliable website. So just explore the key facts. Key facts about this book. Now the question, we have a question here. What is meant by key facts? So what are key facts? Key facts. In key facts, if you try to explore the key facts, you will be given following details. First of all, in key facts, you have the full title. That is very important. If you're claiming like this person is my favorite writer, but you do not know about the full title of the play, that is absurd. Like definitely your panel, they're going to mine it. You're claiming that this play is your favorite one, but you even do not know the full name, full title. So from where you can locate all these things, you can locate all these things from the key facts. So the key facts are very important. We have a question. Abdullah is asking how we should introduce ourselves, what to include and what not. Definitely, I'm going to answer this question after 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so we have Yasir there, and okay, Afsana is not there, so Yasir's interview. Yasir, we will take your interview, inshallah, after some time, so be ready. Okay, so after full title, what to do? What next? Like, for example, if we're talking about the Geo of Malta, the full title is not just the Geo of Malta, amazingly speaking. What is the full title? The full title is the Geo of Malta are the famous tragedy, are the famous tragedy of the rich Jew of Malta. So see, please, what is the difference here? So just try to explore all these things in details. So it is the difference when we talk about the differences, when we talk about the full title. So the full title, that is important. And in case you are unable to give the full title, you cannot claim that it's my favorite writer. So it's not my favorite writer. So the favorite writers means definitely you need to focus more and more on these things. More and more on these things. Please differentiate between plays and theater. Maybe play, and when you're talking about theater, you're talking about drama, because we have drama mostly in the theaters. So if this is your question, Salman, then drama is a genre of literature, which is basically the script, and the actors and the other participants, they play their roles of different characters, and they are telling the stories to the viewers and facilitating them. So in drama, we have multiple interpretations. We have design in drama, we have theatrical portrayals. So we can say drama in theater, that is active form of literature. Whereas if we're talking about play, play is just a piece of literature which is written in single or multiple acts. And in play, we have different scenes in each act. The primary difference between play and drama is very interesting. That is, that play is dramatic performance on the stage. Drama is that play. Drama is basically play, but it is the dramatic performance on stage. Okay, dramatic performance on stage. Okay, and when we are talking about the play, that is something having pieces of literature written in singles or multiple acts. Okay, so the very things, the two things are different in the way. The play, it is definitely a dramatic work, but it includes dialogues, the characters, and the performed in a theater, whereas drama is a literary composition developed with an aim of theater performance in front of the audience. Okay, so in drama, the audience should be there, but in play, you can avoid the audience too. In play, reading and watching is there, but in drama, stage performance should be there. So we have, the dramatist, whoever is writing drama, and the playwrights, whoever is writing plays. So this is a major difference. Have we answered your question? If your question was a bit different, please do mention it and I will answer it again. Okay, the third thing is that when you are talking about, yes, you are right. We are moving in another direction. Let me guide you. What is the definition of the play? Play is also, yes, play were also performed on the stage earlier. You have answered your question. Okay. Basically, the interpretation is different, Changes. Characters in plays, characters include interpretation and ideas. In play, characters, they just induce interpretation and ideas, whereas in drama, the audience is interpreting whatever the actors are doing on stage. Okay. So when you're talking about the direct interaction, the play and drama, they're different. In plays, there is no direct interaction between the audience and the playwright. But in drama, when the actors are performing, the direct interaction takes place between dramatist and the audience. So there is a slight difference between both of them. Okay, that's fine. Let me answer, let me complete what we were talking a moment ago. So then author, and you need to memorize some details about the authors. Like in this case, Christopher Marlowe is the writer. So you need to mention, you need to memorize some details, where he was born, where was his education, and when he died and how he died. So these key facts should be there. Then what comes next is type of the work. Type of the work is the next question, and that is important. Type of the work means, is it a tragedy? Is it comedy? Is it a play? Is it a drama? What it is. So you need to remember all these things. And on point number 5, definitely to be very specific, is it, what is the precise genre? Type of the work means, is it a play or is it a drama? So here you, on the 5th number, you need to focus more and more on the genre. Is it a tragedy comedy? Is it a satire? Is it something that is related to religion? It is something that is away from religion. And 6th one, if you have chosen any Irish writer, if the writer is not English one, so what is the language? And why your favorite writer has chosen this language? So in your interview, you need to focus more and more on these things. If you are going to ignore all the things, if you're going to take all the things just for the sake of like, all right, these things are fine with me, definitely the things will not be easy for you. And after that, you are not going to take any stop here, any pause here. Next, after that, you need to focus and you need to memorize time of the play, time and the place, written and performed. So, and after that, you need to focus on date of first publication. So first publication or second publication. And then lastly, if it is possible for you, it is recommended, like who is the publisher, what is the name of the publisher. So in this way, you are going to talk about all the things. Not only this, today I am giving you very important tip, and please memorize and keep this thing in your mind. Whenever you are there in your interview, do not go for random selection of any writer. Do not say this person is my favorite. If you have just read even a single piece of literature of that person, it's not possible that person is going to be your favorite writer. It's next to impossible. And if you're done with all these things, if you're done with all these things, go for in-depth analysis. And believe me, these things are not going to take more than 2 to 3 hours. I'm talking about a single book. And in-depth facts. What is the meaning of the in-depth facts? Like while you are reading a book, so you need to focus on the narrator. So when we talk about narrator, what comes in your mind? Narrator, is it first person narrator? Is it second person narrator? Are the narrator is the omniscient narrator? Okay, so what comes into your mind? So you need to focus on all these things, and then you need to memorize and keep this thing in your mind, because obviously for your interview you are going to read a lot many books. So who is the protagonist? Who is the protagonist of the play? What is the name of the protagonist? If you feel there are more than one protagonist, please keep a list, and do not try to mix up the protagonist of one play with another one. Like, do not say Dr. Faustus is the protagonist of the Jew of Malta, or the Barbarous is the protagonist of Dr. Faustus, or like anything like that. After that, you need to focus, like what is the setting of the play. This time I'm talking about setting of the play, not setting of the writer. So what are the settings of the play? Because settings of the play are important too. You need to understand settings of the play too. And if you are not going to give any importance to the settings of the play, definitely you need to focus, and you need to revisit your all the readings. And in this play, the Jew of Malta, it was there in 1565. And you know what was going on in 1565? Turkish siege of Malta was going on. Well, setting up the play, and then you need to focus on setting, like where the play, where the writer has set the whole play. What are the settings? Last but not least, you need to focus on point of view of the writer. Like, what is the reason why Marlowe is writing all the things? So why he is saying all the things about this person? So point of view. And in addition, if you can support, in addition, if you can prepare, do not forget to prepare the climax of the play, climax, and obviously the failing action. So what is the climax of the play? What is the failing action? And in my case, and what I do recommend to my PPSC students, in case you want to follow, I'm giving you the same tip. In case you want to prepare, do focus on the tense. Like is it in present tense? Is it in past tense? What is the tone? And when we talk about tone is important. Tone mean, is it ironic tone? So Marlowe, when he's talking about Barbaros, he's playing with the stereotypes and the complicates our reactions. Barbaros, the main protagonist, is simultaneously sympathetic and detestable. We hate him and love him at the same time. Many characters in this play, like not only Barbaros, many characters, they're good Christians. So what is the tone of the play? In where the writer is taking us. Just take the screenshot of this screen if you want to. I'm just pasting all the things in the chat box so that this text may help you there. So after that, please focus on the theme. What are the themes of the play? Like in this play, we're talking about the Jew of Malta, religion and the religious hypocrisy, vengeance and retribution, and how we can forget the Machiavellian strategy. Machiavellian strategy. And yesterday we were talking about the same. Muhammad Salman was answering. When we talk about Machiavellian, that is a person who is going to just think about himself, who's marked by cunning, whose duplicity is there, who's having bad faith. So that is something. So this theme is there. So you need to focus and prepare the themes. And after that, motifs. The themes and motifs, like how many proverbs are there? So how many proverbs? Proverbs, I mean, definitely it's not possible for you to check out every single page, but you need to at least memorize 3 to 4 proverbs. Okay, and after that, last 2 things. First is that how many total symbols are there? And when we are talking about symbols, we mean something else. Like if we have, for example, gold there, what gold is symbolizing here? If we have Barbaros there, what Barbaros nose is depicting. If we have a tree, a specific tree there, what the tree is depicting. And we know in every play the writer uses a lot many literary devices, and foreshadowing is one of them. So what is foreshadowing? That is an important question. Foreshadowing is a literary device that is giving you an indication or a hint what is going to happen in the story, what is going to come in the story. For example, like I have a bad feeling about this. It means something is coming there. So like omens. So foreshadowing. So what is the foreshadowing here? There is a little foreshadowing in the Jew of Malta, and that is that his Abigail's first conversion to Christianity. Abigail is the daughter of Barbarus. Okay, so when his own daughter, that is Abigail is converting herself from from Jewish religion to Christianity. It is giving us an indication that something is going to happen, and what happens after that? We have a lot many deaths there. So I am going to give you the very insight. When I say please prepare these books, I mean these. And I'm sure that next time, inshallah, whenever you will prepare all the things, you are going to keep your focus here. You are not going to ignore anything. and I mean it. So once you're done with all the key facts, believe me, you're going to impress the person who's going to ask you a question. The second thing is that after, obviously, first of all, summary, and then these points will be there, and then characters list, like how many characters are there, and obviously, what you're going to do on your notebook, you're going to make a chart of these characters. You may, for example, use, okay, this is for the sake of understanding, I'm drawing this. Okay. Okay, so my drawing is, fantastic, and you can see it. And it is, well, for the sake of understanding, we are just drawing this picture. So if there is any character, you may assign a lot, many things. I was expecting this actually, Cengiz. Okay, so if this is the Barbarous, the major character, you are going to draw his own chart there in your notebook, like what a person he is, what are his traits, and then after that you may like draw another picture. Obviously, his daughter, his relationship, and all the things. Yeah. So you need to understand and you need to do all these things. Only then you can just try to have a map in your mind. Okay. So in this play, in this, the tragedy, we have these four characters, four major characters. Obviously, the minors, there are a lot many, but the major one is Barbarous, his daughter Abigail, Ithamor, and Frenzy. So these are the four characters. And last but not least, I once again will focus on these three things, that is the theme, symbols, and foreshadowings. Do not ignore all these things because these are the literary devices. And when you're done with all these things, please try to memorize at least three quotations. It's not difficult for you. Please try to memorize three quotations, at least three quotations from this play. Okay? So three quotes should be there. And why three quotes? I'm mentioning it again. I'm mentioning it again. And I have mentioned it time and again. And that is, in in many interviews, and even let me quote the question from my own interview for higher education department here in Punjab. The panelist, the first question, the panelist, uh, she was, I don't know, her name was Rubina perhaps, and she was a professor there in Punjab University, like the Qaid-e-Azam campus. So she asked, like, because I was interested in things fall apart. So she asked from where the writer has taken this title. I mentioned this from W.B. Yeats, The Second Coming. She said, all right. Okay, so just recite the few 6 or 7 lines of the poem, The Second Coming. Fortunately, at that time, I have learned this poem by heart, like turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart, the center cannot hold, mere anarchy is loosed upon the world, and other things I do not know. I do not remember exactly right now. But the point is that I want you to understand is, please, if you're claiming one thing, if you're saying, if you're saying, all right, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, if you're saying, all right, I'm going to do this thing, you need to prove your point. You need to hold your ground. You cannot say one thing and you are, deviating from that particular point. So in this way, you are going to prove yourself. You're going to prove your mark. So once you're done with all the things, then what? What else you need to prepare? There is no need to focus on anything else. That's all. You are done with the play. Okay. Well, previous screen. Okay, previous screen isn't there. Well, Changiz, let me tell you. When they did ask me, like, what's your favorite area? First of all, they didn't, because my favorite genre is basically novel. I'm interested in novel. I'm not interested in poetry, not at all. Though I hate poetry, to be very honest. I'm talking about the English poetry here. So I was interested, and I am interested in novel, and I was expecting many questions from novel, but they didn't ask even a single question from novel. And when the question and answer session was there, the first subject specialist, she was interested in post-colonialism. So things fall apart, and then the other thing was is about approximately 1 year ago. So if I'm able to, recall all the things correctly in the same order, and then after that, the questions were from, because I was interested in post-colonial too, and as at that time, the book that I was reading was Train to Pakistan, along with another book. There was The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. So she didn't ask any questions from my favorite genre. There was a novel, and in novel I have Thomas Hardy as my favorite one. But the question answer sessions, and with the second person, I was interested in Hemingway. So he gave me this opportunity. He asked me, like, who's your favorite writer? And when we talk about the American writers, so I mentioned Hemingway, and then the discussion was there. So all the times they're not going to give you this opportunity. They're not going to ask you anything about your favorite. But in most of the cases, they're going to ask you what was the name of your favorite writer. My interview lasted for 25 minutes approximately. Mr. Chairman gave, relatively a tough time, because he was asking a lot many questions. Like, some questions were, just mention the name of 5 other provinces of KPK, because we, the people of Punjab, we haven't the list of the districts of the KPK. So, and similarly, the Karachi and other things like that. But Alhamdulillah, overall experience was good. And it was a wonderful discussion. After 25 minutes, Mr. Chairman was happy, and I was able to convince them. So, yes, but the point is, your question is engaged. They're not going to ask you all the time. But when luck sports you, you have those 10 to 15 minutes, and those 10 to 15 minutes are very, very, very important for you. So you need to prove it. You are the best option for that particular post. Okay. Then what else? I think that I have guided you enough. So let's take Yasin on board. And in case you have any question, please go on with that. Let me answer your questions. And tomorrow, the format of the question is that everybody is supposed to prepare all the 5 plays, because most of the participants, they haven't performed, they haven't, prepared the assignment, they haven't prepared all the plays. Please try to prepare, please try to revisit those plays, and if possible, make your own notes, and make your own notes. Okay. Then the second question is introduction. Well, believe me, the writers, the people, they're very true whenever they say, like, the first impression is the last impression. Even if we say not all the time, but in most of the cases, the first impression is, yes, it is going to be the last impression. And it happens in interview. You are there with those people for 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe in exceptional cases, you are there for maximum 20 to 25 minutes. So your first impression is important. When you're going to introduce yourself, try to give your introduction in effective manners. So what is meant by effective manners here? So how we are going to convince them? Well, you may start with your name, like, all right, my name is Mubashir Raza, or my name is Abdullah Khan, or my name is Siftullah, whatever. I have completed my graduation from this university. So please try to give focus on the details where you have distinguishes. For example, you've been a class representative there, you've been a topper at your university, you were a topper at your college. So do mention all the things. Otherwise, you may go on in descending orders. I completed my MA from this university, and my graduation from this, my intermediate and my matriculation from this institute. So if you feel like these type of like information is going to impress them, because if you have any distinguished at FA, at BA, definitely you're going to impress them. But if if there is nothing like that, please try to skip that particular genre. Okay. Yes, you should talk about your BS research in the interview, and I will talk about this question after this, after answering this question. So once you're done with that, you may go with your hobbies. If you are interested, if your hobbies is a book reading, and if you are a bookworm, so you may mention, well, my name is ABC. I have completed my graduation from GC University Lahore. Before that, I topped the graduation from this university. My hobbies is book reading. I'm reading this book, and if you feel the job that you are doing currently that is directly relevant, the experience is relevant, okay, so you need to mention that experience. You need to mention that experience too. For example, if you're like SST, SSC, secondary school teacher or something like that, then in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, you may mention, sir, I'm teaching at this school since like 2019 or whatever. So I'm interested in teaching. So all these things you need to prepare and re-prepare and visit and revisit your interview at least 20 to 25 times in front of a mirror, because you need to memorize these things. Your first introduction is going to be the last introduction in case you have done and prepared your introduction effectively. If you're not going to give your introduction effectively, and if you're not going to impress 4 or 5 people, how do you feel they're going to select you and so on? Okay, so once you're done with all these things, please just give them the chance. Most of the chances they're not going to listen you completely. Like you will start, they will call you by your name. They will say, all right, Abdullah Khan, and welcome to the interview, and okay, your name, so your name is Abdullah, and this is your degree. Why you have completed your degree from this university? Why you have chosen MA English? Why not MA Political Science? And in most of the cases, people say, they brag about themselves. They say, oh, like, I'm interested in competition exams. I want to go for CSS, and English is a compulsory subject there, having 200 marks. So I'm interested in competition exam. So they feel, all like, it's a non-serious aspirant. And later on, they even are not able to qualify the competition exams, and they miss this opportunity too. So do not brag anything about yourself. Well, the time we are running short of time, but I will come back and we will discuss all the things, inshallah, from here. We are going to answer the questions of Changiz Khan too, and we are going to take the mock interview of Yasir, inshallah, when we will come back, and we will discuss all the things one by one, and we will try to understand how you can make your introduction, how you can make your interview effective. And please note down these details there on your notebooks, because once you're done with your interview, you are going to remember, you're going to memorize all the things that we have discussed.